Welcome to the Kingdom of the Chosen, a place where revelations are not theory, but confirmation. Today you will understand the hidden message which has helped thousands of readers about Auron Malvek's book, Depths of Manifestation. What is about to be revealed could completely change the way you see your life, your purpose, and the time you thought you had wasted. So take a deep breath and come with us. The Call of the Chosen. Imagine that you suddenly start seeing invisible patterns. People who used to make sense now seem like they're just playing an empty role. Everyday situations reveal hidden signs. And time? It seems to speed up just as you're about to discover something, as if the entire universe is pushing you to wake up. That's exactly what happened to James, an ordinary American living in Denver, Colorado. He worked as a computer technician, lived with his wife and 2 children, had a regular routine, and was living as expected. Until one sleepless night, he came across a video talking about a mysterious book, Depths of Manifestation by Auron Malvek. Driven by an inner restlessness that he could not explain, he bought the book. 3 weeks later, he quit his job, cut ties with friendships that drained his energy, and began sharing experiences that no one in his bubble seemed to understand. He claimed to have woken up. But awake from what exactly? The question that everyone wants to know is this book really awakening the chosen ones? And the short answer is yes, but not in the way you might think. This book is not your typical attract wealth with positive thinking manual. It seems to operate on a more subtle and dark level, messing with deep mental structures, challenging absolute truths, and provoking internal ruptures. For some, it is dangerous. For others, it is liberating. Recent Google Trends data shows that searches for topics like spiritual awakening and reality manipulation have grown by more than 260% in the US since 2020. What's behind this movement? Is it a new collective surge in alternative faith, or a real calling for individuals with unusual sensitivity? Depths of Manifestation emerges in this context as a work that provokes, deconstructs, and reveals. But perhaps the most important question is, what if awakening is painful? What if the true calling is not something beautiful to experience, but necessary? Get ready, because the journey begins now, and nothing you knew about manifestation will be enough to explain what's coming. Be part of our spiritual family. Subscribe to the channel today, comment on where you are speaking from, and a little about your story as a symbol that you accept your role in this great transition. Spiritual awakening, a journey through the ages. Spiritual awakening is a profound and transformative journey that transcends cultural and temporal boundaries. Throughout history, various movements and events have marked significant moments of renewal of faith and collective consciousness. In the United States, for example, the First Great Awakening, which occurred in the 1730s and 1740s, was a religious movement that swept the American colonies. Led by preachers such as Jonathan Edwards and George Whitefield, it emphasized the need for personal conversion and a close relationship with God. Revival meetings drew large crowds, and many experienced profound spiritual renewal. This period had a lasting impact on American society, leading to the founding of new churches and a renewed interest in education and social reform. The Second Great Awakening, which began around 1800 and continued through the 1840s, was even more impactful. This movement of spiritual renewal spread rapidly throughout the western and southern United States, where population growth and territorial expansion were in full swing. Led by figures such as Charles Finney and Lyman Beecher, it emphasized the need for personal conversion, ongoing sanctification, and social activism. Revival meetings and camp meetings became common, attracting thousands of people seeking a renewing experience with God. The impact was profound and lasting, leading to a significant increase in church membership and the emergence of numerous missionary societies and social reform organizations. More recently, in February 2023, the Asbury Revival took place at Asbury University in Wilmore, Kentucky. The event was sparked by students spontaneously staying in Hughes Auditorium after their weekly chapel services. News of the event quickly spread on social media, and the revival became well known through social media, as the participants were primarily members of Generation Z. Approximately 15,000 people attended the event daily, and the event has been compared to similar revivals in Asbury, notably the one that occurred in 1970. These historical events demonstrate that spiritual awakening is a constant in the human experience, adapting to the circumstances and needs of each era. They reflect the ongoing search for meaning, connection, and inner transformation. The book Depths of Manifestation fits into this context, offering a new perspective on conscious manifestation and the role of the individual in creating his or her reality. By exploring these historical and contemporary manifestations of spiritual awakening, we can better understand the dynamics that drive personal and collective transformation. They invite us to reflect on our own spiritual journey and consider how we can contribute to a more conscious and connected world. Thus, by delving into the pages of Depths of Manifestation, we are invited to participate in an ancient tradition of spiritual seeking, adapted to the challenges and opportunities of our time. Deconstruction of limiting beliefs. Imagine that you are standing in front of a mirror, but instead of reflecting your true image, it shows a distorted version of who you are. This is how limiting beliefs work. They distort our perception, making us believe that we are less capable than we really are. Limiting beliefs are deeply held beliefs that we acquire throughout our lives, often from childhood, and that prevent us from reaching our full potential. They can arise from negative experiences, criticism, or even cultural and social patterns. For example, someone who has been repeatedly told that money is dirty may develop a limiting belief related to wealth, making it difficult for them to achieve financial prosperity. To deconstruct these beliefs, it is essential to first identify them. One effective technique is the ABC model of Rational Emotive Behavioral Therapy, REBT, developed by Albert Ellis. In this model, A represents the triggering event, B are the beliefs about that event, and C are the emotional consequences. By understanding that it is not the event itself that causes the emotion, but rather the belief associated with it, we can begin to question and modify these beliefs. Another effective approach is to practice mindfulness. By becoming more aware of our thoughts and emotions, we can identify negative patterns and replace them with more constructive thoughts. Additionally, repeating positive affirmations such as "I am capable" or "I deserve to be happy" can reinforce new, empowering beliefs. It's also important to look for evidence that contradicts our limiting beliefs. For example, if you believe that you're not good at presentations, remember times when you were praised for your communication skills. These memories can help to weaken the negative belief. Finally, surrounding yourself with positive influences and seeking professional support, such as therapists or coaches, can speed up the transformation process. They can offer personalized tools and strategies to help you overcome internal barriers and achieve your goals. Personal empowerment, taking control of your own reality. Imagine someone who spent their life believing they were too small to dream big. Now imagine that same person 1 year later, guiding others toward their own liberation. This is not fiction, it is what many people report after applying the principles of Depths of Manifestation to their lives. The personal empowerment described in the book is not just an abstract idea. It manifests itself through small daily actions that accumulate impact. The author highlights the importance of taking full responsibility for one's own reality, without outsourcing blame or expecting external rescues. The reader is invited to stop being a victim of circumstances and become the architect of their own existence. Data from the Journal of Positive Psychology 2023 studies show that individuals who practice affirmations aligned with specific goals are 32% more likely to achieve them within 6 months. The book reinforces this with practical exercises, mental reprogramming, conscious visualizations, and actions that consolidate the sense of protagonism. In the United States, this kind of mindset has already fueled movements like radical self-reliance, popularized by the Burning Man Festival. This cultural philosophy resonates with the book's proposal to become complete in oneself without relying on external validation. The message is clear. You already have the tools you need. All you need to do is commit to your own transformation, And by doing so, you will begin to positively influence everyone around you. What now? What are you going to do with this truth? If you've come this far expecting a magical answer, you may have already figured it out. The miracle is not in the book, it is in you. Depths of manifestation just lifts the veil. The one who decides to cross is you. The message is harsh but necessary. No one is going to come and save your life. Success, peace, and emotional freedom are all within reach of those who stop looking for it outside and start building it inside. This book doesn't promise shortcuts, but it does offer a clear path, mindset, action, and responsibility. Since its release in 2023, the book has been provoking intense reactions. On social media, thousands of American readers say they have never felt so challenged, and at the same time, so motivated. The reason? It doesn't massage the ego. It gives a push. Now, with all the pieces on display, the inevitable question arises: what are you going to do with all this? Will you continue to blame the past, wait for signs, or seek approval? Or will you finally take control of your life and act like someone who knows their own worth? You don't need permission, you just need to decide. Because the only thing between who you are today and who you can become is what you choose to do from now on. Share this knowledge with the world. Together we can spread this message and help more people find freedom. Subscribe to the channel and send this video to anyone who needs to hear this truth.